everyone, welcome to All Things Data, where we explore the power of data science, analytics, and beyond. In today's video, I just want to share with you guys how I actually got to improve my coding skills. I mean, we can agree that learning how to code can get really overwhelming. Yeah, I think learning a new skill altogether really gets way too much and overwhelming at some point, especially at the beginning when the knowledge is next to none. Right? It gets really frustrating. And the honest truth is that when I started out to code, or maybe let me see, when I got a break into corporate and work with people with knowledge, I really felt very much lost. And people whom I was working with, I felt like they were racing way ahead of me and I was just still stuck at the basics. And that really led to me feeling very much frustrated and overwhelmed, like it was relegating to me. Yeah. Sometimes going to work was not really nice because you can't get even anything right. Yeah. I'm sure many people have felt like this. I'm not sure. Maybe. But I kind of feel like when you're starting out, it gets really overwhelming. Okay. But I'm here to share with you how little by little I got to figure out what actually works for me to improve my coding skills. And we'll get into that. We'll dive deep and share these strategies with you. Okay. Whether you're starting out or you are feeling very much stuck in your learning journey of coding, this video is for you. I kid you not. I believe that these tips are going to help you to grow faster. They are also going to help you to avoid feeling frustrated or avoid frustration altogether in your learning journey, and also to help you stay motivated wherever you are. Okay. And also believe in yourself. So now let's dive deep into these 5 keys that I have for you that have really helped me from struggling to seeing real progress in coding. So on number 1, I focused on one language at a time. Okay. What happened initially when I started, because I learned through a platform called freeCodeCamp. So what happened is that I would hop from HTML, do the HTML, and I'm like, I feel confident with HTML now. Immediately move to your JavaScript, immediately move to Python. Like I was just all over the place. And that did not help me at all. You get to not even understand the basic of the basics on that language. You just hop from one language to another, and that made me to be all over the place. What really made me to overcome that, it was me now starting to sit down to really strategize and understand what exactly do I want to be in the tech field? What are my career goals? Okay. And I knew that I wanted to be in the data science field, and I made a research on what languages who do data scientists use so much, and I found that they use a lot of Python and R and SQL. That's when I decided that I'm going to focus only on Python now, right? And I got to learn a lot Python and start to focus on just getting Python right. Okay. So yeah, I did exactly that. So, and honestly, sticking with it, the first month was a bit hard, but as time went by, when you continue to practice something, you become better at it. Okay. So it got easier with time. So yeah, that's what I did. I focused on one language at a time. The second thing that I did was to build small projects instead of just watching tutorials. So instead of just watching tutorials and just going through other projects, maybe online, I worked on them. Right. So this platform that I learned on, they've got projects that they give you to work on. Like every after tutorial that you do, there's a small project or a big project at the end. So I used to learn through those projects. I'd give them a try. I'd go to Google, and that was before ChatGPT, guys. This was way before ChatGPT. There wasn't AI to help you get these things right. So it was just you and Google. So when they say Google is a skill, believe them. I still say Google is a skill. I use that a lot. I use Google. I used to Google so much, guys. I feel like if it had a voice to laugh at me or anything, it would laugh, because I used to ask even the most simplest things. But here's the thing, nothing is simple if you don't know, right? Ask even those silliest questions. So I used to do that. I would go to Google for almost everything. But here's the thing, the important thing is to build those projects. When you build these small projects, whether it's your to-do list, your calculator, whatever that it is. Bear in mind that that's how you get to understand your coding, and that's how you get to really progress in your coding journey. Okay, so do not take any project light or for granted. Build those projects. That's how you are going to understand exactly what you are doing. All right. And the third one that I worked on was allowing myself to make mistakes. Because sometimes you find that you want a perfect thing, but I understood that I'm on a learning journey. I'm just starting out. My projects or my coding is not going to be like someone who's been in the industry for about 10 years. Okay. And at some point, I think I showed myself grace, understanding that I did not really go to school to learn coding. I'm being a self-taught, I'm teaching myself. So I really have to be a lot easier with myself, patient with myself, and show myself some grace. So yeah, I allowed myself to make those mistakes. And mistakes really, they just don't mean failing. They are actually our teachers. Okay. So every error that you get, you have to debug. That really helps you. Every error I got, I would copy that error and paste it on Google just to understand. I mean, there was a point where I even knew what this error means. When you get to a point where you understand what the error means and exactly what you have to fix, you have made it. You have made it. Because at some point you don't understand anything. There's an error message there in your terminal. It's telling you that there's something going on. Your code isn't running the way you want it to run. You have to debug. But if once you start understanding what the error is all about and where it wants you to fix it, I tell you, you have mastered the basics. You have made it. Okay. So yeah, debugging forces you to think deeper, guys. So just be patient and give yourself to really understand how your code works and how you want it to work. Okay. So yeah, I made a lot of mistakes and I understood that mistakes is part of the process. So I wasn't hard on myself. So going to the fourth point, I read other people's code. Yes, I did and read other people's code because now I'm working on projects. As time goes by, you want to grow and work on at least tangible and real projects, right? At some point, I'd work on cancer data set, weather data sets, and stuff like that. Now I have to go and look at how people started because you can't just start. You have got zero knowledge. So you have to read other people's code and understand what they did. Because many times is that when you're working with, okay, I'd speak for myself when I was working on data analytics projects, what I do is that I understood that looking at people's code, you find that the structure, it's almost similar, even though the data sets are different, but how they are structured and how they flow, like the flow of the project, it's almost similar. And that's how I got to understand. It made things easier for me. Like, honestly, it made things easier for me. Reading people's code, it made things easier. And you, a professional, please do comment your code so that people who are going to look into your code, they understand every step that you did. People who are commenting your code, guys, it's brilliant. Do not stop commenting your code. It's a must. It's a great thing to do. Even today, I know to comment my code because should I stop working on this project and a year month later I come and I'm like, let me continue. It helps me to just remember what was I doing, what was going on here, what was my thought process, what was my goal, things like that. So commenting on your project, it really helps. Okay. So yeah, go on to platforms like GitHub. There is so much many of people's code there that you can explore, and even bigger projects that can teach you some of the amazing skills that you want to learn. If you're in software development and you want to build applications, whatever that it is, those authentications, those logins and sign up into people's accounts and stuff like that, those are some of the things that you really have to be good at. So do check out how people do authentications, right? Okay, get just these basics right. Build a lot of projects around your web applications, whatever that it is that you want to do, just go and Google. There's so much information out there for us now. Even AI is here to help you, even though I'm saying don't rely too much on it, but expose yourself to these projects so that you can become a better coder. Okay, and the last one, okay, it's actually not the last one. There's so many, but I just don't want to make this video to be way too long. The last one is that I made advances to create a community for myself where I'm able to reach out to people, right? So that they can help me and ask questions. I would ask even stupid questions. I remember at some point when I started out, they were teaching about console. And I was asking because in Python, I'm used to print. When they come to the other languages, it's C# or something, they say console. I'm not sure which language is that they say console. I was like, what is that? I asked a question, and funny enough, someone said to me that the fact that you are able to ask, you're really giving us the courage to also ask some of the things that we don't know. And I was like, you know what? There isn't anything wrong with asking, even when you feel like what you asked is stupid, right? The thing is, even that person who's teaching you that thing, at some point they did not know it, but they know it now. So continue asking even the silliest of questions. Create a community for yourself where you can be able to reach out to people, ask questions, reach out to people to help you with your projects. Some people who have made it way before you, who can just have a sense of reviewing your code. Sometimes you never know, people can just give you their time and they review your code. I had people who helped me with that so much because I show them that I want to learn this thing and I want to understand. Okay, and I'm always here behind you so that you can help me. I'm like, hey, when are you gonna have time? I need help with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I can tell you, people were really coming forth and just to show me sympathy and really work with me. Also, I found myself in groups and on Facebook, on LinkedIn, where people are talking tech, and that exposes you to some of the new technologies that are coming into place because technology is always advancing, right? And I think in one of the groups is when I even knew that there's now AI where you can just go like AI type of ChatGPT, where you can go and look for this and look for that. You see, when you are in these groups, you then get to know some of the technologies that are being used in your field and you get to learn them on your own and try to master them. Okay, so do make sure that you ask for help and you seek for solutions from others. Okay, it can make a huge difference and can boost your confidence. So don't be afraid to say you don't understand. That's your superpower. Honestly, that is your superpower. So yeah, let me just tell you, here are the 5 ones without me explaining so much. Just a quick recap. Focus on one language at a time. Build a real project early in your career. Please work on those projects, okay? Embrace your mistakes, read others' code, and stay connected with communities. Guys, when I say build your projects early, I was looking at some of the projects I built. I think there was around 2020. I'm just looking at them. I'm laughing. I'm laughing looking at how far I have come. It's beautiful. Okay. Create those GitHub accounts so that you can save your projects there. And when you go and look at them 2 years later, you will see how much of a journey it has been. It really, really is worth it. Okay. So yeah, here's the thing, guys. You don't really need to be perfect to get better. You just need to show up. You just need to build things up and you just have to keep going and keep pushing. So I've come to the end of my video and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you found it helpful, please do kindly click on that subscribe button and subscribe to All Things Data and help me grow, and let's have everyone around us grow. Okay. So yeah, that will be all from me, and enjoy your holiday and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.